Good morning, television family. Good to see you again. We're back. We're going to work kind of hard today. We usually don't on Thursdays, but what the heck. When you're in a good mood, you're going to go ahead and work hard. Second day of October 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. It is cool. It is 46 degrees outside of our studios. That's about normal, really, for this time of the year. We're just not used to it. We had such a warm September. 93% humidity. It is fairly cloudy and it's fairly hazy out there. The AQI is considerably higher right now than it was yesterday at this time when we visited, leading the AQI parade. Congratulations, Kashmir. You're at 150. That's just one AQI point below the unhealthy category. Wenatchee at the 5th Street Station, we're at 97. Moderate. East Wenatchee's at 117. Not that far apart from each other, and yet there's a 20-point difference with East Wenatchee at 117 on the AQI scale. Could be fairly hazy and smoky today. It's going to be overcast, no wind, and the rain that we were supposed to get Sunday night and on Monday and maybe a little bit on Tuesday, none of that developed. We had about a 50% chance of rain yesterday. It didn't happen. We were supposed to get some rain for about a 3-day period, and it just didn't happen. Fires continue to burn, of course, on both the fires in our area, the Lower Sugarloaf fire to the north and the Labor Mountain fire to the west of us, aren't growing real big. Labor Mountain fire is growing bigger on a regular basis, but it's not about fighting the interiors of the fires. It's about containment, fencing the fire in. That's what they're concentrating on, and of course structure protection and things like that. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. News, yes, lots. Sports, yes, lots. In the back half of the program, it's Thursday, Pause for Pets. Josie Donna the cat needs a home. She didn't seem to be real interested to be on camera, but she is anyway. We'll visit with her friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And Sean Lewis has been the Douglas County prosecutor now since last summer, replacing the retired Gordon Edgar. He was appointed to the job. Whether he wants to run for the job for a full term in November of next year is up to Sean, but he sat down with our own Jefferson Robbins for a one-on-one conversation. If you live in Douglas County, get to know the county prosecutor. In the back half of the program, let's go with our tour. It is sunrise right now. Sunrise this morning, 7:02, and right now it's 7:02, and that's what we're looking at from our Wenatchee Heights camera. By the way, that little splotch that you see there, that came from a bird, and we'll just leave it at that. As soon as it rains, it'll wash off, but believe it or not, they even have little wipers on it. We tried to wipe it off the other day. It didn't work. What you see right now is pretty much what we're going to have all day today. We're going to have some clouds, no rain in the forecast. It's going to be cooler than normal, but it looks like it's going to be pretty hazy. They are predicting that the air quality will deteriorate as the day progresses. Right now, it's pretty good, all things considered, but no wind in the forecast, and that's the bad thing. Camera number 2. Whoa, look at that. I'm assuming from the trees in front and the mountains in the back, that is the Black Mountain camera looking at the Labor Mountain fire, I think, or maybe the Sugarloaf fire, or maybe both. I don't know. That's some serious cloud cover there. I think that's the Black Mountain fire camera. I don't know. But when you can't say anything, really, what's the point? Camera number 3. There we go, up to Lake Chelan. Good morning to Lake Chelan. Good to see you from our Bear Mountain camera. Some low climb. It looks like the clouds are hanging a little low there. And again, you can see the high clouds up above Lake Chelan. Your air quality in Chelan, your station, by the way, is on Wooden Avenue, is at 64 right now. And our 4th camera takes us to, I'm pretty sure that's Lake Wenatchee. I recognize Dirty Face off in the background. Looks like the clouds there are a little denser. The fog has really settled down there. How fast that will burn off, I don't know, because everybody's going to be seeing below normal temperatures today. Not really below temperatures, not dramatically below temperatures, but cool enough. So that fog may be hanging around there in the Lake Wenatchee area for a while. And you can also still see some haze right in the front of the Dirty Face deal. It's time to start talking about autumn in general now. I mean, we're 2 days into October. We are 10 days officially into autumn, and it's going to start feeling a little bit like autumn. at least around our area as well. Again, it's going to be fairly cloudy today. We don't have any real chance of rain at all. In fact, there's no chance of rain at all for the Wenatchee Valley for the entire forecast. A little bit of rain in the northeast quadrant of our state, and that's about it. Going to see quite a bit of sunshine on Friday. It's going to be a little breezy on Friday night, and then sunshine and temperatures right around the normal period, very moderate. But the overnight lows are going to get kind of cool, especially by the time we get to the middle of next week with sunny skies during the day and no clouds at night to keep the blanket on. It's going to get a little chilly in the overnight hours. From the National Weather Service, lots of clouds, lots of haze, deteriorating air quality throughout the course of the day today because there's no wind to scour out the skies, and the fires are burning away. 64 for our afternoon high. Our normal high this time of the year is 70. Haze and smoke reforms tonight, but the clouds depart. Overnight low of about 45, so that's a couple of degrees below normal. Lots of sunshine on Friday. Friday night, a little breezy. We'll have to really keep our fingers crossed as far as the air quality tomorrow, because we got a football game to do, and a big one too, Wenatchee and Eastmont. We'll just have to see. I'll give you all the scenarios, by the way, when we get to sports. And there's your forecast as we head into the work week. Lots and lots of sunshine. Temperatures about normal. Both the afternoon highs and the overnight lows. No rain at all. We'll be under the influence of high pressure, by the way, by the time we get to Sunday. There you go. After a 2-minute break, what's making news on this Thursday? That's what we'll do, because that's what we'll do next. We have a pattern here. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Cloudy, it's hazy. We just bumped up a couple of degrees. We're at 49 now. Relative humidity has dropped down to 90%. The folks who are experts in their field think that the air quality could deteriorate throughout the course of the day. It's 150 in Cashmere right now, 117 in East Wenatchee. It is 97 in Wenatchee. It's also 9 minutes after the hour. Commissioners with the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority on Monday authorized the filing of a lawsuit against Chelan County seeking to restrain the county from enforcing its moratorium on the creation of a tax increment area. Chelan County commissioners have passed a resolution to bar the creation of TIA zones, which capture tax revenue for economic development purposes. The CEO of the port, Jim Kuntz, says his agency questions whether the county has the authority to prevent the port from using the financial tool it was granted by Washington state law. The port claims the TIA it aspires to create in Malaga is a financing mechanism to invest in future public infrastructure. Coons says the dispute between the port and the county is, quote, a legal question that will be resolved by the courts. Full disclosure, Jim Coons is one of my many siblings. Washington Public Lands Commissioner Dave Upthegrove was at the Labor Mountain Fire Base outside Cle Elum yesterday. That's where the fire got its start, or pretty close to it, about a month ago. Fire officials estimate the twin blazes have cost as much as $73 million to combat since they were sparked by lightning on Labor Day. Upthegrove said the state needs to act when the legislature returns to session in order to reinstate funding to tackle big fire events like these.
One of the things we want to highlight today is the importance of the funding we receive to prepare and prevent fires like this. The work we do to thin our forests, to do prescribed burns, to purchase equipment to put out fires, and to help communities prepare for the impacts of fires make a big difference. And if the legislature doesn't restore our wildfire prevention and response funding, we will see more fires, bigger fires, and higher costs to taxpayers, with more smoke impacting people's health. And we're again seeing this in eastern and western Washington. This is an all of Washington problem.
The city of East Wenatchee is proposing updates to its building codes, and they want public input. The city wants to adopt amendments and revisions in 4 chapters of their building code, loosening some restrictions on affordable housing projects and encouraging co-living spaces for multiple tenants. Among other changes, the new code would end the requirement for off-street parking when a new development meets affordable housing standards. Public comments on the code must be received at the city's Community Development Office by November 24th. Grant County Sheriff's deputies arrested a 70-year-old Cooley City man on Tuesday evening after he allegedly threatened 5 people with a handgun. The incident was reported about 6 o'clock on Monday night. Gerald Holcomb allegedly made homicidal threats and pointed a pistol at 5 people who had come to help his wife move out of their home on Largen Street. Deputies say Holcomb at first refused to come outside the home after they arrived, but surrendered shortly after. No shots were fired, nobody was hurt. Holcomb was taken into the Grant County Jail on suspicion of 5 counts of first-degree assault. Well, it's day 2 of the shutdown, and of course almost all the federal offices are closed and government workers aren't working, and those who are working aren't getting paid. The federal shutdown comes after a majority of Republicans lacked the 60-vote supermajority they needed to pass the bill that would have funded government services through the end of the year. Democrats, including those in the Washington delegation, would not sign on to the GOP bill that featured health spending cuts and an end to tax credits to help control health insurance costs. The last government shutdown in 2018 lasted 35 days. 8th District Congresswoman Kim Schreier warned service could be slower at Social Security offices because of furloughs, although most federal services will continue. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson said the state is home to some 80,000 government employees that work for the federal government, many of whom will be furloughed, temporarily laid off, or forced to work without pay. Washington Senator Patty Murray laid the blame for the shutdown on the Republicans.
Republicans haven't just stuck their heads in the sand, they've outright refused to get serious about a solution. Well, healthcare rates for next year are being finalized right now. Rate hikes will be in the mail any day. Open enrollment is weeks away. And still, Republicans have refused to lift a finger to prevent millions of families from being hit with massive costs. Well, Republicans may be forcing the government to shut down before they so much as talk about health care, but they will not shut down the debate. And they will not shut out the voices of families who want action before their monthly health care payments more than double.
And finally, on this Thursday, Caroline Mena, a recent graduate of Cascade High School, was named a 2025 U.S. Presidential Scholar by the United States Department of Education. The Leavenworth student is one of just 161 graduates nationwide to receive that honor. Scholars are recognized for outstanding academic achievement, artistic excellence, technical expertise, and contributing to the school and the community. This year, more than 6,400 students were nominated from a pool of 3.9 million high school graduates. And that's a quick look at what's making headlines at quarter after the hour. Another newscast comes your way at 5 o'clock tonight, 6 o'clock tonight, and 10 o'clock tonight. Those are the times it airs on television, or as we'd like to say in the business, TV. If that doesn't work for you, we will post our newscast on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com, and on our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock every Monday through Friday. Don't forget, we are now on Apple TV. We're on the Amazon Fire. We're on Roku. We got X. We got Instagram. We got a Facebook page. We try to be out there as much as possible, although all of those things scare me just a little bit. And if you have a news tip, love to hear from you. News at NCWLIFE.com. Baseball dominates sports when we come back in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Listen, home upgrades can be expensive, but I've always had that DIY vision. Like controlling my thermostat remotely, or getting instant heat, and upgrading my insulation.
Some upgrades don't need a fresh perspective. With Shalom PUD rebates, it's easy to make energy-efficient upgrades that make your home more comfortable.
18 minutes after the hour. Well, if you like Major League Baseball playoffs, you had a good day yesterday because 3 of the 4 wild card playoff rounds are going to go to the third and decisive game today. With the exception of the Dodgers, they move on to the National League Division Series for the 13th consecutive year. That ties the record with the Yankees, who also went to 13 consecutive League Division Series. They doubled up the Reds, as you can see there, 8-4. Jazz Chisholm scored the winning run in the bottom of the 8th. That put the Yankees over the top of the Red Sox 4-3. The Padres shut out the Cubs in Chicago 3-0 to force a third game in their series. And the Guardians plated 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th to stay alive in a 6-1 win over the Tigers. So here's your schedule today. All of them will decide who moves on to their respective division series. The Tigers and the Guardians get going at 12:08. That'll be on ABC. 2 hours later, first pitch for the Padres and the Cubs at 2:08 on ESPN. And at 5:08 tonight, first pitch for the Red Sox and the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. And of course, then the Mariners will start going on Saturday. Quite a game at Eastmont High School's Wildcat Stadium last night. The Wenatchee Panthers scored a goal with about 30 seconds left to tie it, and then a golden goal in overtime as Wenatchee knocks off Eastmont in that rivalry. Wenatchee still undefeated on the year In girls soccer, they beat Wenatchee 3-2 in overtime. Quite the game last night. So that's what happened. Here is your schedule today. Your prep soccer schedule, the early games, that usually means that their field does not have lights, so they have to play in the daylight. Chelan will host Brewster at 4 o'clock, same time for Okanagan welcoming Cascade. Half hour later, Lake Roosevelt will host Bridgeport. 6 o'clock starts under the lights. Cashmere at Zilla, Tenasket at Omat, Toppenish at Quincy, Pateros at Liberty Bell, and Manson will host Oroville on the pitch at 6 o'clock. Prep volleyball schedule. Wenatchee's on the road to take on Sunnyside at 6:30. Eastmont will host Moses Lake at 6:30 tonight. Zilla has Cashmere coming to town, and Onak. Oh, when you're typing up sports at 3:15 in the morning, sometimes your brain just doesn't work. Okanagan and Onak, which apparently is a new high school, will play at 6:30. And the other prep volleyball schedule for the rest of I hope I type these right. Lake Roosevelt will take on Cascade at 6:30. Same time, all the games at 6:30. Quincy hosting Toppenish. Afraid of welcome Sela. Bridgeport has Liberty Bell coming to town. And Brewster will be at Tenasket. Tomorrow night, the Eastmont-Wenatchee rivalry week wraps up. The Wenatchee girls volleyball team beat Eastmont on Tuesday, as you know now. The Wenatchee soccer team beat Eastmont yesterday, and now it's Wenatchee football and Eastmont doing battle for the Bridge of Sportsmanship at Eastmont High School tomorrow night. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Eric Granstrom and Paul Collard with the call. The Bridge of Sportsmanship trophy game. Here's your history. Of course, it was dominated early by Wenatchee. Eastmont has dominated it lately. They've won 9 out of their last 10. Here's the broadcast scenario. Because it's not a very long bus trip, it's basically over the bridge for Wenatchee. They're going to wait until as late as they can in the afternoon on Friday to make a call. All of this is about AQI. If the AQI gets to 150 or above, they don't play. So if that is the scenario tomorrow, they're going to move the game to Saturday in East Wenatchee for hopes of better air quality. And if it doesn't look like the air quality will improve on Saturday, the game will be moved to Moses Lake on Saturday night. So the plan A is as scheduled tomorrow at 7 o'clock. If they have to, because of air quality, they'll move it to Saturday. And if that doesn't work, Saturday afternoon, if that doesn't work, they'll move it to Saturday night at Moses Lake. Here's hoping that doesn't happen. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 22 minutes after the hour. It's National Produce Misting Day. You can celebrate that if you want. National Custodial Workers Recognition Day. It's National Fried Scallops Day. A National Walk to School Day. I did that every day in elementary school. National Kale Day. Start your day off with a big heaping bowl of kale. We're not doing any of those things today. Today is National Name Your Car Day, and in honor of National Name Your Car Day, here is the car I had in high school. Her name was Mabel. Ignore the cases of Budweiser, by the way, in the trunk. Try to ignore that. Yeah, that's my car, my high school car. That photo's probably from 1982, I'm thinking. That's Mabel, 63 Buick LeSabre. Everybody called her Mabel. Everybody drove it because you didn't need a key to start the car. That's a long story. Yeah, it was a big boat, but that was my car. We called her Mabel. I don't know why. So if you've never given your car a name, seems like a high school thing to do, and we certainly did it. Consider the personality of the car, your personality, the color of the car. You'll figure it out. Some people, of course, name their car and put it on a vanity license plate. So there you go. And some people incorporate the license plate number into your car, but your license plate number changes so often. I don't even know mine. I haven't known my license plate number for 30 years. I don't think anybody does. Car's color, whatever. Take a look at your car, give it a walk around, drive it around, and then give your car a name. I wish I still had Mabel. I don't have her. I don't know if she's still even around anymore. 63 Buick LeSabre. It was a boat, but it was a fun car to drive. It's 24 minutes after the hour. Today in history, President Woodrow Wilson touring the country, trying to drum up support for his proposed League of Nations. He wasn't a particularly healthy man to begin with. And after collapsing in the Bay Area and coming back to Washington, D.C. on October 2nd, 1919, Woodrow Wilson suffers a massive stroke, which left him partially paralyzed. And from that point forward until the end of his administration, essentially, his wife Edith became the President of the United States. There's basically no other way to put it. She essentially took over the duties of the presidency. Only Edith and Woodrow Wilson's doctor, Carrie Grayson, were allowed to see the bedridden president for the rest of his term. Now, of course, we have the 25th Amendment, so that can't happen. The cabinet can actually get together and temporarily remove the presidency from the president in case these kinds of health crises happens again. Happy 75th birthday to Peanuts. That is the very first Peanuts comic strip. It is first published by United Features Syndicate nationwide, October 2nd, 1950. It was from an earlier cartoon that Charles Schulz had done in the 40s called Little Folks. He proposed that Little Folks become a 4-panel strip. United Features picked it up, but they said, we don't like the name Little Folks. We're going to call it Peanuts. So it wasn't Charles Schulz who called the comic strip Peanuts. It was United Features Syndicate. He hated the name Peanuts and never liked the name Peanuts. He didn't even know what it meant. Peanuts, of course, is the most popular and influential comic strip in history. 17,897 strips were published in all. 75 years ago today, Peanuts is first published. 56 years ago today, the rumors were out there. Are the Pilots going to play the 1970 season in Seattle? Turns out they didn't. The Seattle Pilots will play their very last game. They lost to the A's at Sick's Stadium in the Rainier Valley. 5,473 people were on hand to watch because the rumors were flowing and flying around as autumn became winter and the financial difficulties of the Pilots became known. When they went to spring training in February of 1970, they went as the Seattle Pilots, but when they broke camp, instead of going to Seattle, they went to Milwaukee. The Seattle Pilots played their last game on this date in 1969. 1 year later, October 2nd, 1970, the Wichita State University football team taking 2 airplanes on their way to Logan, Utah from Wichita, Kansas to play Utah State. 2 aircraft carrying the Wichita State football team. They were called the Gold Aircraft and the Black Aircraft. That was the school colors of Wichita State, gold and black. The Gold Aircraft carried the starting players, the head coach, the athletic director, their wives, administrators, boosters, family, etc. The Black plane transported the reserve players, the backups, the assistant coaches, and other support personnel. The Black plane used the FAA flight plan. It was a designated airway from Wichita to Logan, Utah that allowed the airplane the time it needed to gain enough altitude to clear the Rocky Mountains, but it was a clear, beautiful day. So the Gold plane, the plane that had the starting lineup and the coaches, they took a scenic route through the canyons of the Rocky Mountains so they could enjoy the view, but the Gold plane did not have enough altitude to climb up. It crashed into the side of a mountain, and everybody on board that airplane would die, all 31 people. And one of the great moments of my youth, I was 14 years old. It was a Monday, October 2nd, 1978. And even though I was at school, I watched it anyway. The Yankees defeat the Red Sox 5-4 Fenway Park to win the American League East after being 14 games out of first place just 2 months earlier, and this was the moment.
Deep to left. Yastrzemski will not get it. It's a home run. A 3-run home run for Bucky Dent. The Yankees now lead by a score of 3-2. Bucky Dent has just hit his 5th home run of the year into the screen. And look at that Yankee bench, led by Bob Lemon. Big Cliff Johnson out there. And a happy Bucky Dent. Yankees now lead 3-2.
It was a Monday, that day was. I had school, but there was one teacher, Dave Peterson, who had a black and white television set in his classroom in the corner. He knew I was a Yankee fan. The game started at 11:30 in the morning our time, and I said, Mr. Peterson, you got to let me watch. You got to let me watch. I have to watch this. And he said, if you sit and you're quiet and you don't yell and scream and you have to have the sound off because I'm going to be teaching a class, I'll let you watch the game and he did. And I will always respect him for that. That was still, but the 78 Yankees are still my favorite team. Maybe it's just a matter of the time and everything that was going on in my life in 1978. Let's do birthdays. Mahatma Gandhi, the freedom fighter, the activist, the philosopher, the man who not only came up with the idea of nonviolent civil disobedience, he actually practiced it, and it worked. India got their independence from Great Britain. And then, of course, he was assassinated. Mahatma Gandhi, born in this state in 1869. The most famous of the Marx brothers, Groucho Marx. He was the only one of the Marx brothers who continued on a career after the Marx brothers disbanded their act. He was born in the state in 1890. All of the Marx brothers grew up in abject poverty. They got out of it. Groucho Marx, born in the state in 1890. And happy birthday to Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner. Sting. There he is with his Presidential Medal of Freedom. Sting is 74. He's being sued by his two former bandmates because they say he didn't solely write all of the songs. We co-wrote them together, and now they want their money. Sting is 74. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. If your HVAC system is set to automatic, it may have actually turned the heat on without you even knowing it. Now remember, even today's HVAC systems are phenomenal, the modern ones, but it's still not the best idea just to let it go from air conditioning to heating without letting Alpine Air take a look, because it's going to eventually get cold. When in doubt, give Alpine Air a call. Mike McKnight has got a brand new opinion about robot umpires. Are they coming to Major League Baseball? Perhaps. Mike's one that chimes in on that. And then Jefferson Robbins had a sit down with the new Douglas County prosecutor, Sean Lewis. A great interview, very informative. You don't want to miss that. But first, it's Thursday. Josie Donna, the cat, needs a home. It's Pause for Pets.
Hi, I'm Shelby. I am the marketing coordinator here at Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, our pet of the week is Josie Donna. Josie Donna is a 10-year-old tortoiseshell little girl. She is very sweet. She's definitely wants to be somebody's lap blanket. She likes to basically stay in this one spot, and she watches the whole world go by. She just sits here and she says hi to us as we walk by. She says hi to all the dogs. Everybody gets to see Josie Donna, and she's very sweet. She just needs somewhere very soft to land. Josie Donna recently had some dental care done, so her teeth are nice and fresh and clean, and she's feeling a lot better due to that. Josie Donna also would do well in a home with other cats, as long as they are on the chiller side, just like she is. She enjoys lounging, sunbathing, and heating up your lap. So if you'd like a cat who is also alternates as a heating blanket, Josie Donna is definitely a good way to go. So adopting Josie Donna is as easy as doing just the paperwork. Her adoption fee has already been covered, so you just have to come in, fall in love with her, and take her home. She's been waiting quite a while, so she'd really, really love a new place to land and a family to love her as much as she has love to give herself. So Josie Donna, since she's 10 years old, she doesn't like to run around too much. She prefers to just kick it back in her favorite heated spot. So if you have a top of a couch that's in need of some furniture, like a cat, or if you have lots of window space, Josie Donna would be the best for you. Her ultimate enrichment is just looking out windows and watching whatever goes on around her. So if you'd like to meet Josie Donna, you can come meet her here at the shelter. We are open Tuesday through Thursday, 12:30 to 6 p.m. We are closed on Wednesdays, but we're open by appointment. You can just give us a call and we'd be happy to facilitate any meet and greets you'd like to do.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. High School Sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Sponsored in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Valley Tractor. Watch high school sports all fall right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The Taste of Pybus, the annual fundraiser for the Pybus Public Markets Charitable Foundation, is on Thursday, October 2nd. Wine tasting, a complete dinner, a live auction, and more. Tickets at the Pybus website. 512. The Selena Experience comes to the America Performing Arts Center on October 10th. Relive the memories of Selena with the best tribute production to this legendary artist. Tickets can be had at the PAC box office or online.
I'm Megan. I'm the behavior consultant for Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and this is Zarza. Zarza is a about 4-year-old, we're kind of guessing, shepherd mix. She was a stray when she first came into the shelter with us. She came in at the beginning of July, so she's been here for a couple of months, and she is a really sweet girl. Zarza is a pretty active girl. She likes to play with toys. She loves to do treat training, obviously really loves hot dogs and cheese, but most especially she really loves people. So Zarza has been going to playgroup. She likes other dogs who are polite players. She has had some encounters with more rowdy dogs that she has not really enjoyed for all that she is energetic. She actually really enjoys some of our more nervous dogs and just likes to coexist with them, kind of walk around the yard together. So she might do really well in a home with a older dog, senior dogs, or dogs that might want to coexist, not necessarily be a rough and rowdy player, but dogs that want to hang out on the couch or go on walks together and hang out with their people most of all. And she does know how to sit. She knows how to lay down. She obviously knows how to, Zarza, shake, shake, good girl. Shake, other paw, good girl, yeah. And we have been teaching her some basics of leash walking. She does walk on a harness, so that helps with the leash walking because she is a large breed dog. If you want to come down to the shelter and meet Zarza and see if she would fit in with your home, we are open by appointment only on Wednesdays, and then we are open from 12:30 to 6 every other day of the week. So come on down to Wenatchee Humane Society and see if you want to take a Zarza home.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to opinion now. You know, I heard that Major League Baseball is going to they're going to start using robots to call balls and strikes. Hey, you know, I think that anything that will stop us from having to yell at umpires for lousy calls, anything that will stop managers from storming from the dugout to argue with, chest bump, and kick dirt on the shoes of umpires, anything that will eliminate players' benches clearing and rhubarb starting in the infield, and anything that will stop players and managers from being tossed from the game should never be used. Hey, this is baseball, people. What are they thinking? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Foothills Magazine invites you to Eastern Washington's premier food and wine event, the Wenatchee Wine and Food Festival, Saturday, November 8th. Celebrate the region's best wines, savor delicious bites from top local chefs, and enjoy craft beer, cider, live entertainment, and more. All guests receive a keepsake wine glass, and our exclusive VIP experience offers even more to sip and savor. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at WenatcheeWineandFood.com.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting for you. The Gilded Lily offers a unique collection of hand-selected, carefully curated items to help you celebrate all of life's special moments. From the budding chef to the home decorator to that very special occasion, there is an abundance of delightful gifts waiting for you. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items to brighten any area of your home.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation, and let's build something amazing together.
Jefferson Robbins with NCWLIFE. Sean Lewis was recently appointed back in July to become Douglas County's chief prosecutor. He replaces Gordon Edgar, who served in that office for many years before becoming prosecutor full-time in 2018. He joins me now. I appreciate you being here, Sean.
Thanks for asking me.
I'm glad to speak with you. I wanted to talk with you a bit about this because you were appointed by the Douglas County Commissioners.
That's correct.
There was not an election process. You are an appointee, as you were mentioning to me before we got started. So maybe introduce yourself to the folks watching who might, maybe come before you in court one of these days in Douglas County up in Waterville.
Well, sure. Thank you. As you said, I was appointed by the Board of County Commissioners in July to assume the office. I assumed it on July 14th. Prior to that, I had been with Chelan County for a year under Mr. Robert Sealby, who's the prosecuting attorney for Chelan County, and then prior to that I was with East Wenatchee for 5 years doing prosecution and other activities over there. I've been an attorney for more than 20 years in different forms of law, but mostly civil law in the patent side. So I did everything mostly on the federal level, and that involved everything from litigation activities to preparing, processing patent applications and such.
And so up until about 6 years ago, you were mostly doing that legal work from California.
California, and I actually did some from Idaho as well. Prior to coming here, I was in Idaho.
And what brought you to the Wenatchee Valley?
We have family all over the state, and so Wenatchee's right in the middle, so it makes it easier to get around. We also have a very high affinity towards travel and things like that, and so we're close to Idaho. Idaho is a very wonderful place, as are other places in Washington, and so it just seems centrally located was the right thing to do.
What led you to seek out, because it was an application process, you sought out the office of Douglas County Prosecutor, you asked the commissioners for the appointment. What led you to make that career decision?
Well, I had been interfacing with the Douglas County Prosecuting Attorney's Office for quite some time because I know many people in the legal community around this area. And of course I knew Mr. Sealby, I knew Mr. Edgar, and many of their various staffs. And I'm very much interested in the subject matter. I got involved with a little bit of knowing about what the offices do, and I felt that I had something to contribute. And a lot of the things I bring to the table, I have a fresh perspective on, so I'm the outsider that's coming in, and so I have a fresh perspective that perhaps I can add different viewpoints to the conversation and perhaps enhance things a little bit that way. I also have a very analytical perspective, and so I kind of felt that that would benefit the office a little bit. Not that there wasn't analytical perspective in the past, I just bring a different approach.
Tell us about the prosecutor's office. I mean, from my perspective in the media, oftentimes we show up in court when there's a big criminal case.
Sure.
And there's a prosecutor or deputy prosecutor there leading that case on behalf of the state. But that's not all that the prosecutor's office does at the county level.
That's correct. At the county level, the prosecuting attorney's office is essentially the county attorney. So they do everything. They provide legal advice to all department heads, the auditor, the assessor, et cetera, the treasurer, everybody within the county. We also provide legal advice to the Board of County Commissioners, Human Resources, all that stuff. And so, of course, I'm essentially pointing out the things that people don't generally know about the office. We obviously have a big presence in the courts, as you had said. And so we have teams in various areas. We have prosecutors, we have victim witness people that help ensure that victims are heard and managed through the process carefully and comfortably. We have, of course, paralegals and administrators who help us prepare documents and file folders and things like that, and help us in many different ways.
And you will have deputy prosecutors not just at the Superior Court level where things like felony cases or major civil cases are heard. You're also working in district court.
Sure. District court as well as the juvenile courts that people don't generally know much about. The juvenile courts actually operate under the Superior Court, but that's typically, so there's adult felony and then there's juvenile court, which could become kind of a hybrid between district court and, it's operated under the Superior Court, but they might commit misdemeanors as well. And so those are adjudicated there as well. And district court, as you can tell, is DUIs, assaults, things like that, the lower level crimes, if you will.
So you've been on the job since the middle of July. That's about 2 months in as we record this. Have you been able to assess the office enough to assess priorities for it, things that you'd like to see that office achieve within the next little bit over a year?
That's a difficult question, actually. This early on, I go into a situation generally thinking I should know a lot about it before I make any changes. For example, I do think we have a very experienced team. We have a lot of history from the various prosecutors and their experiences and that sort of thing. We have moved a person from the district court staff to the felony staff. We did notice that the felony prosecutor was a bit overloaded, and so the prior felony prosecutor had departed, but we have a different felony prosecutor over there that was a bit overloaded, and so we moved some help from the district court side to the felony side for that. As for particular goals, I think what we want to do is, just the normal thing for me would be to ensure that the community is supported, the victims are all supported. I just want to make sure that that's kind of a, fully arms around them kind of support. And that's not to say it didn't happen in the past. Those are just some of my particular focuses. We do have a backlog of cases in the office that haven't yet been filed, and we're working through those fairly rapidly, actually. And so one of my goals is to clear that backlog completely.
You said you wanted more felony support or support for your felony prosecution. Does Douglas County need that because you are seeing any kind of increase in terms of felony crime or prosecutions?
No, definitely not. In fact, what I've noticed, excuse me, is that the crime has actually leveled off a little bit, in my view. Over the last several years, the numbers of felonies presented to the prosecutor's office by the police and others has actually been relatively stable. I don't see an upward trend at all. What we're mainly trying to do is ensure that we don't have older crimes that haven't been prosecuted. My goal is to stay up on top of that whole, commission processing, and then end game, whatever the end game ends up being for a particular crime. We want to make that be kind of more current as opposed to delayed. I do believe we owe it to the people who are harmed by various crimes and things like that to ensure that we do it promptly.
And for the record, from state records of court filings, it looks like Douglas County has about a third of the felony cases filed compared to Chelan County.
Sure. Yeah.
There's a lot more of that happening in the Wenatchee, Chelan County area than in East Wenatchee, Douglas County.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it was? You had an interview process, an application process with the county commissioners. What do you think it was that led them to give you the nod for this position?
I really don't know. The interviews were not in the open air, and so I don't know what the other interview was like. I can tell you that the conversation, it could be anything, right? It could be conversational style. I actually went into it thinking that I might not be successful because the person there were only 2 applicants, and the other person who was applying in the same time period that I was, he was very experienced and well known in the office and throughout the county as well. And so I have no idea. I really don't.
And that was Ethan Morris, who was the deputy criminal prosecutor for Mr. Edgar for a while.
That's correct.
So when the commissioners selected you, they issued a press release. They wrote, "Mr. Lewis now has just over 15 months to demonstrate to the citizens of Douglas County and the Board of County Commissioners that he can effectively, efficiently, and successfully execute the duties." It goes on from there. It sort of sounds like they're teeing you up in case you wanted to run again, Sean.
Sure.
Yeah. So do you have anticipations or ambitions for November 2026? Do you think you'd be on the ballot then?
I did promise the board that I was going to run, and I intend to.
Do you hope to have a career out of that as lengthy as what Gordon Edgar had, starting in '95 and finishing in 2025? That seems a kind of a big haul.
I don't know. The way I see it is I have things that I want to accomplish on behalf of the community and the people at large, and that's who kind of gives us the charter to do what we do. And so long as the voters believe that I might be accomplishing those things that they would wish me to do, perhaps they'll allow me to continue on into the future. It's hard to say. So it's whether I have something to contribute and whether they believe what I have to contribute is what they want is what's really going to drive that.
So beyond being the chief prosecutor, you're not just leading cases, you're also leading an office of people. Do you feel like your staffing level is where you need it to be right now, or are you trying to expand?
Well, we're not trying to expand beyond the original proposal from, let's say, last year, for example. We do have an opening because Mr. Morris had departed, and so we do have an opening to fill. And so we are trying to fill that. Beyond that, I don't believe we need anybody at the moment.
Do you bring any kind of managerial philosophy with you? I mean, do you have an idea that guides you when you expect to make decisions on behalf of the office, on behalf of your people?
My main philosophy is more towards managing the people in a particular way, and that is that we hire bright people for a reason. We want them to use their brains, and so Rather than being kind of a touchy-feely micromanager kind of person, I feel like the engine is already there. Those are the people, those are the part of the team, right, other than me. And I'm the guy with the oil trying to apply it to the motor in the right place to make it run more efficiently or smoothly, or to pull the small stuff off their plates so that they can do the big stuff, if you will.
It sounds like an engineer's answer.
Maybe.
It's part of your background.
That's right.
Are there other things we should know, Sean, about yourself or about the office, things I didn't ask about?
You know, I can't think of any at the moment. There are so many things that might be interesting, but that would be more of a casual conversation at a party, perhaps.
Well, good speaking with you, Sean Lewis, prosecuting attorney for Douglas County.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
You're watching the NCWLIFE channel.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous farmers market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Listen, home upgrades can be expensive, but I've always had that DIY vision. Like controlling my thermostat remotely, or getting instant heat, and upgrading my insulation.
Some upgrades don't need a fresh perspective. With Chelam PUD rebates, it's easy to make energy-efficient upgrades that make your home more comfortable.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The Taste of Pybus, the annual fundraiser for the Pybus Public Markets Charitable Foundation, is on Thursday, October 2nd. Wine tasting, a complete dinner, a live auction, and more. Tickets at the Pybus website. 512, the Selena Experience comes to the America Performing Arts Center on October 10th. Relive the memories of Selena with the best tribute production to this legendary artist. Tickets can be had at the PAC box office or online.
46 degrees, relative humidity is about 90%. The relative humidity is going to go down to about 40% by the middle part of the afternoon. If there's any good news, at least the days are getting shorter, but it looks like the air quality is going to be heading south, and by south that means bad. Here's a quick little AQI map that I grabbed about 10 minutes ago, and we are going in the wrong direction. Cashmere at 157, so Cashmere is now officially in the unhealthy category. East Wenatchee is at 124, Wenatchee is at about 112. The problem is twofold. Number one, we need wind and we need rain. Wind to scour out the dirty air, rain to douse the fires. Neither of those is in the forecast. In fact, the rain that we were hoping for earlier in the week just didn't materialize. We just had a trace of rain throughout the course of the day yesterday, and here is a graph to show you the direction that we're going in. The key is at the top, so Cashmere is the solid line, and then East Wenatchee and Wenatchee are the dotted lines. This is from midnight last night, as you can see, all the way through until about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening yesterday. We were all in the good area, and then we started going to the dirty air, and we all slid in to the unhealthy for sensitive groups category in the wee small hours of the morning. Now Cashmere is just plain unhealthy. As we mentioned before, the Labor Mountain fire is now just about as big as a Lower Sugarloaf fire. That is only 7% contained. It's burning slowly towards the Wenatchee Valley, and they're just working strictly on containing the fire for the most part. The Labor Mountain fire is still only 7% contained, so it's all about getting a fence, a theoretical fence around the fire to keep it from spreading. Then they'll get a little more aggressive on attacking the interior parts of both the fires. In the meantime, it does not look like the air quality is going to improve as the day progresses. From the National Weather Service, who by the way is still open, despite the government's shutdown, the National Weather Service is considered essential, so they're still working, they're just not getting paid. Haze and clouds today, pretty chilly, high of 64, no wind, no rain. Haze and clouds tonight, eventually the clouds will clear out, 45 for the overnight low. Sunshine outside of whatever smoke may develop on Friday, and a high of about 69, and then high pressure will be set up by Sunday, which means sunny and mild temperatures with no rain and no wind in the forecast, and that starts on Saturday. Keep a close eye on our Facebook page and our new page to find out what's going on with the fires, which suck. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.